Yo, what's up? My name is Matt and I'm an independent freight broker. And today we're breaking down what's really going on in the freight market. There's been a lot of volatility, a lot of confusion. So rejection rates right now, they're climbing and carriers are shutting down, as you saw in the thumbnail. Obviously, yes, it looks very alarming. Both brokers and truckers are feeling some heat. Let's just dive right into it. Okay, so we'll start on the freight broker side. So what are the advantages? Well, let's get our laser pointer here. Market expertise advantage. So brokers, your superpower right now is your knowledge of the market. So, and even if you're brand new to the industry or you don't know anything about it, that's completely fine. This is just something that would help you if you were to start at some point here in the near future. Rejection rates right now are sitting at around 6.48%. So that's way up from the 2.92% from last year. And what does that mean for you? Carriers are basically saying no to more loads, and shippers need someone who knows how to find capacity. So that's you. And why is that happening? Fewer carriers are on the road. About 350 on average right now are shutting down every week right now. And the ones that are left are getting a little bit more picky. And they're the ones who are taking loads that pay well or just fit their schedule. So your ability to navigate this chaos is making you very essential right now as a broker. When the market gets tough, shipper relationships are your lifeline. So shippers stick with brokers that they trust, and carriers want to work with people who treat them right. So why is that? Well, tighter capacity equals higher stress. Shippers are freaking out about the reliability, and carriers are just looking for brokers who just don't waste their time with lowball rates or bad communication, and I don't blame them. The spot market is where brokers shine. So when contract loads fall through, they hit the spot market and you get to charge higher rates for solving those last minute problems for shippers. And why is that? Well, carriers are rejecting low paying freight, so shippers are forced to pay premium rates to move their loads. And this is where you, as a broker, get to kind of clean that up. So lastly, on the advantages for freight brokers, shippers are struggling to find trucks right now. And that makes you more valuable than ever as a freight broker. So as capacity tightens, especially during the holidays here, they rely on brokers to handle the heavy lifting. So, and with smaller carriers exiting the market and the load to truck ratio spiking, shippers need brokers to find creative solutions right now. So on the challenges side, for freight brokers, let's get out our laser pointer again. We have carrier attrition. Here's the ugly side of it for the freight brokers. So around 350 carriers are shutting down every week, and that means fewer trucks to work with. And it's only getting harder to find capacity because high costs like fuel and insurance and maintenance and are basically just crushing small carriers, especially with freight demand down. So with capacity so tight, carriers are charging more and you're paying more to secure trucks, and shippers just aren't always cool with the rate increases because, you know, they're already feeling that squeeze. So, and if you push rates too high, then you risk losing out on loads. It's a very delicate balancing act. So even though total loads moving throughout the US on the truckload side haven't dropped much, which is around 13,910 truckloads weekly right now, finding trucks to move them is getting tougher because smaller carriers are leaving and larger ones are rejecting low margin freight. So they're focusing on what pays best. In terms of service risks, when a load is delayed, guess who gets blamed? I mean, that's you as a freight broker. So shippers don't care if the issue is out of control. Like, they just want their freight delivered because shippers see you as the expert. So when something goes wrong, it's your problem in their eyes. Okay, let's head over to the advantages on the trucking side of things. Truckers, the ball right now is in your court, and it might not feel like that. I know everyone is in their certain niches, but if you look at the data, this is how it's all working out right now. So brokers are desperate to find capacity right now, which means you can negotiate better rates and terms because with fewer trucks on the road, every truck becomes more valuable, and brokers need you right now. I have more selectivity here because tight capacity means you don't have to take every load. And you can say no to the low paying ones and wait for something better, because brokers and shippers are paying up to secure capacity. So you can't afford to be picky right now. And then for higher rates, I mean, spot market rates are climbing, like I said, and you're making more per mile for every load you haul because brokers are paying premium rates to cover last minute freight. So shippers, they don't have many other options to choose from. They have to move their freight somehow. And then for potential expansion, if you're financially stable right now, this is your time to grow. So take advantage of it right now. So with smaller carriers exiting, there's more market share up for grabs because less competition and steady demand mean more opportunities for truckers who can handle the costs and who have been able to make it out of this freight recession that we've had with the last couple years. And then let's hop over to the challenges. So operational costs. Running a truck is not cheap. I've never driven a truck before in my life, but I do know that fuel and insurance and repairs and you have to pay yourself as a carrier. It all adds up very, very quickly. And even with higher rates, because parts and labor and costs are all rising and older equipment, needs more repairs, that cuts into your profits. And I get that. All right, right now there's low freight demand. So what that means is that there's few loads being shipped, but ever so steadily increasing. So that means that more competition for the best paying freight because economic factors like, reduced consumer spending and inventory cuts, that's all been slowing freight volumes overall. And then we have market volatility. So the market is very unpredictable right now, as you can tell. Like the rejection rates are up, but the demand is down, and it's hard to know what's next. And it's very volatile, and there's a lot of economic uncertainty, and there's a lot of seasonal shifts that we're experiencing right now, and fewer carriers are all adding to the chaos right now. And then lastly, survival for small fleets. Small carriers are struggling to stay afloat. I mean, it's as simple as that. I'm sure you've felt the squeeze the last couple of years. Rising costs and lower demand are forcing many to shut down, and because they don't have the cash reserves to scale to compete with larger fleets in such a volatile market. So that's basically the freight market as a whole right now. Tight capacity, you have high costs and shifting power dynamics. So truckers, you've got the upper hand. So use it wisely. I know you haven't had many chances the last few years, so negotiate the rates that you deserve. Stay sharp about your costs as much as you can. For brokers, this is a great time to focus on your relationship. So stay flexible and just prove your value to both shippers and carriers. And drop a comment below, like what's been your biggest challenge in the logistics industry overall right now. I'd love to see if there's anything I can do to try and help you out. I'll see you on the next one.